My channel. I was planning to do this yesterday, but time got the best of me. So welcome. I'm Christine. For anyone that doesn't know me, if you're just coming by and you're like, who is this person? Ultimately, my goal here is to help people reconnect back to their true soul being, to reconnect to themselves in a way that allows them to feel their true essence, their love, their worth. So we're gonna dive right in. I'm gonna do my best to keep this shorter than my usual videos, but I wanted to talk about the current energies very quickly, what's going on, what's coming up, what you're feeling, and self-care, and do a reading because there is just so much. I'm feeling like electricity and vibes, and everyone is going to feel this differently. Earlier this week we had now I'm going blank, a new moon, a partial solar eclipse in Scorpio, and we transitioned into the season of Scorpio. Mercury's in Scorpio, and when I say the season, I meant the sun. And Jupiter today is about to go into Pisces, and so there's a lot of, seems like, unknown territory that we're going into because Scorpio very much focuses on bringing up things for truth, bringing up things in connection to things that we need to know, things that we may have been pushing down consciously or subconsciously. And with all of this that's going on, I feel like many of you have been feeling this. I've been tapping into some of this during the live streams I've had, and even during videos and readings that I've been doing. Just the cards that I've been pulling and the messages I've been channeling and receiving. There's just a lot of, I'm getting, because the image that I got the most was like a vortex, like a spinning. And I want to say tornado, but it's not, because it's almost from the outside, it's fast. But when you get into the inside of this tornado, and if you hear any jingles, those are my dogs walking around and moving. So apologies for the noise. It's like a tumbleweed of sorts. Again, from the outside, it looks and feels very fast. It almost feels overwhelming. And you know, in some videos, you see like slow motion and you see the person kind of moving slow and they're able to contain their energy in a bubble. Once you get into your own energy bubble and sphere, it's like things slow down even more. And that's why I feel like outside it looks like a tornado or a twister, but inside it's almost like a slow tumble. Think of putting your laundry machine on slow tumble, like that setting, or for delicates, right? And I kept also getting a volcano explosion, but again, it's not with the ferocity that you think, where you see a volcano all of a sudden erupt and maybe meteorologists or people didn't know. Sometimes you feel the rumbles, right? Two weird things happened to me today. Well, not to me, I should say, around. My dogs have been having a lot of anxiety. I can feel it. They've been very agitated all week, and especially today. And where I'm at, we've had a huge storm, and I can feel almost like the sensation of like static coming up, and they are definitely feeling the energy. So if your dogs, perhaps even children, are acting wonky, and even yourself, right? You may be feeling this energetic shift and just a lot of things changing around you. That's the best way I can explain it. But it's almost like when I felt the volcanic explosion and saw it, it was like magma coming up, right? Magma tends to be inside a volcano, it's contained, and when it erupts out, it becomes lava, and it's more, generally, it goes slower, smoother, right? That's the energy that I've been feeling with the metaphors that I'm trying to convey and bring into this. And so we have a lot of changes coming up, things that are, again, for me, whenever we enter Scorpio season, I equate it to almost like a volcano. Things are slowly coming up, and you may be feeling that through all of your energy centers, especially I would say in your sacral, but starting in your root. You may be feeling anxiety for no reason, even if you don't deal with a generalized anxiety disorder or have any mood disorders. Even if your nervous system is regulated and you know how to self-soothe. But particularly for those that may be dealing with anxiety and they're still managing their the regulation of their nervous system, you may be feeling heightened senses, like what's going on? I feel a buzz. And over the years, I'll say I've learned how to self-soothe, but I felt and have been feeling like a current of electricity running through me, buzz, almost like a hyper type of energy, perhaps almost like a mania type of effect, but it's not. And a lot of it is also pushing out energy to be released. And when I say that, I also mean feelings and trapped emotions. Hey, Wave Killer, good to see you. Yes, you can ask a question. I will get to it in one sec. Feel free. You may be feeling, oops, now I forgot what I said. Nervous system. Now I went blank. Totally not uncommon. But you may be feeling with this energy, just things are starting to come up from your root, right? Then to your pelvis area, your sacral chakra, then your solar plexus area, your belly, then your heart, going all the way up. Sometimes you may feel, I've been feeling almost, again, we're past the last Mercury retrograde, right? The 16th of October was when the shadow period ended. And about October 2nd, if I remember correctly, that's when Mercury retrograde stationed direct, or Mercury, I should say. And so I'm feeling that effect too with the throat. So some of you may feel a stagnation up to here. It's almost like you want to get this energy out and speak and talk, and you can't. At the same time, I feel like there have been a lot of activations up here, crown chakra, and also access to the higher chakras. But I've been sensing a lot of downloads. I've experienced this too, expansion. I'm sensing too with Jupiter now, now that it has ingressed into Pisces, it's going to even expand our spiritual pursuits, our spiritual concerns, our connections to the metaphysical, to the cosmos. And I feel like if you haven't already, you may have felt an expansion of your spiritual gifts. So I feel like that combined with some of the energies that you may be feeling right now, agitation, because I only focus on anxiety, agitation, feeling like something's coming and you can't pinpoint it. You may also be feeling, again, a lot of different symptoms, electrical kind of impulses, feeling just on edge, butterflies, nerves. You may feel them just really deep within, like a knowing, and also physically. You may also be having digestive issues, right? Whenever our nervous system is impacted in any way and we feel this in our body, it affects our digestive system. So you may be having issues with eating or not eating, because during this time, you're going to have two spectrums. Folks are going to either not eat as much, or they may feel like a need to detox, to cleanse. You may feel like things are stripping away. You may not even be interested in some of the foods, or have an aversion to foods that you usually used to eat or that you like. On the other side of the spectrum, you may be eating a lot to comfort yourself, to ground yourself, to feel safe, to feel secure. And then there's everyone in between. So it's not either or. So the symptoms may or may not be relevant to you. Ooh, I've been having some difficulty like speaking, getting my words out. There's a general overload too, and a repression. I feel like, again, with the volcanic, I feel like, we'll just say in the lower chakras, there may have been repressed memories, wounds, traumas, energetic ties that are coming up now. You may have been experiencing dreams bringing these up. You may have been experiencing grief at odd moments throughout your day, and you're like, what's going on? You may have been feeling just off, wondering why is this all coming up? And a lot of it's coming up for acknowledgement, right? Just looking at it and realizing, okay, what do we want to do about this? And for releasing. You were grieving a month ago, Wave Killer? Yeah, I've been getting that too. I've been experiencing that myself. Memories that pop in. I'm like, where did this come from? And so I feel like a lot of this is coming out in the same vein. I kept getting like magma trying to come up. So in our, human form, it wouldn't be magma, of course, but it'd be energies coming up and trying to release themselves. And that's where you may be feeling just, it could manifest in impatience, in frustration, and anger, whatever the release, and also crying. So if you're feeling any which way, comment down below. Let me know how you're feeling, what's coming up for you during this time, because there's a lot of uncertainty we're feeling. There's a lot of things that are shifting, a lot of things that are changing. And I know today, just today, my dogs had digestive issues, major digestive issues. And they had accidents in the house, which were unusual for them. And today when I was putting on a lip gloss, I squeezed it. You know, some lip glosses in a tube you squeeze. The thing exploded on me. I kept getting signs of explosions today and the past week. These are just two of many examples and experiences. And I'm not saying everything has this type of connotation. You will know. For me, I kept getting signs and I'm like, okay. So right now I want to pivot to self-care and nurturing, because I see the time and I'm like, it's ticking already. And I usually focus on the elements of mind, body, soul. During these times when there's shifts, when we're in between, when things are ending, when we are about to start something new, and when we are experiencing intense roller coaster emotions, and even just, it doesn't always have to be roller coaster. It could just be a heaviness, a feeling of pressure, of things just trying to escape out of you, of trying to come up. You can feel them, and sometimes when we do not want to feel that way, which can be very uncomfortable, we repress it. We try to escape, in other words. Something to be cautious of with Jupiter in Pisces right now. And even in Scorpio, with the sun in Scorpio right now. Don't escape. Don't numb. Don't turn to any habits that are not for your highest wellness, highest well-being. Face it head on. And that may be the most uncomfortable, perhaps most scariest feeling ever, because you are being vulnerable and you're releasing control. That's the thing. When we try to repress these feelings, when we try to push them down, we're trying to control them. We're trying to control how we feel, and we don't want to feel a certain way. In other words, we don't want to feel bad, sad, angry. We don't want to remember certain things, whether it's in the past or whether it's happening right now, especially with people. I've been getting a lot of relationship, I'll just say signs, dreams, and messages, especially with, all relationships, family, friends, and romantic ones. But it's important right now to soothe and regulate your nervous system, because that's going to allow you to ride this wave. It's going to allow you to be able to continue operating. It doesn't mean you're not going to have any grief or any anger or feel any symptoms, not at all. It simply means that, okay, at this moment, I accept what's coming up. I'm not going to try to evade it. I'm not going to try to push it down. But I'm going to simply be present, turn to any modality that'll help me maintain some semblance of inner peace, because it's all about what's in here, not what's on the outside. Because when we try to control things on the outside, it's almost like working with resistance, right? Because we could still maintain a level of serenity, a level of inner peace, inner composure, even if we have shit crumbling around us. Maybe breakups are happening, jobs are leaving, money is going down the drain, who knows? Whatever the case is, if you are able to regulate and self-soothe, you're able to lean into this and just accept and flow with it. Something else too, in some of the readings I've been doing, I've been getting a lot of the Wu Wei energy, which is very particular to the Luna Sol deck, and I'll just show you the back of it. And this card is really about flowing, like water, right? Scorpio is a water energy. And as such, it's not meant, even though Scorpio, shadow aspect, has a tendency to control and a difficult time trusting, water is meant to flow because it takes us. We just go with it, but we have to feel, right? You can't ignore the feelings when you are in water. You can go into the depth of it and you're gonna feel changes. Imagine in different parts of the ocean, you know, at the surface level, it may be warmer. When you go deeper, it is cold. It's that type of experience you may be feeling as well. So this is really very much a process of surrendering. And it's simply just almost like when people have those epiphany moments, those epiphanies, those realizations, and they're like, fuck it, that's it, like I'm done. You know, things may be happening around me, but I can only control what I can control. And so with that in mind, I want to offer some practical suggestions and do a quick self-care reading. With Mind, Body, Soul, meditation, I feel, is going to be one of the best things to help you calm your emotional landscape, your mental landscape, and generally your psyche. It has a quieting effect, and again, it has a compound effect. I'm going to link below my favorite meditations after this live stream is over. It doesn't even have to be something formal. You can just take a walk and just go outside and calm your mind and be very present and notice what's around you. You can listen to classical music, binaural beats, solfeggio frequencies, which I'm listening to right now, or anything that calms you, silence. But this is going to have an alleviating effect for you. And you're going to start feeling it as you listen to it. And it doesn't have to be, an hour. It could simply be, start off with a couple minutes if you're new to this, or 5 minutes or 15. And just notice what comes up and just allow yourself. When you get into that heavy weight feeling where you just let go and you feel like floppy, that's the energy to be in. Just let it go. Something too that sometimes helps during these times when you need to self-soothe, self-regulate, and you feel yourself going on overdrive, like that fight, flight, freeze mode. Put a blanket. If you don't have a heavy blanket, like a weighted blanket, put several blankets on. So you create that kind of weight. And for a couple minutes, just allow yourself to breathe and just close your eyes, especially if you're having difficulty sleeping, which is another symptom of what's going on. A lot of people are having very just vivid dreams, a lot of interruptions. A lot of things are coming up that are interfering, I should say, with sleep. And you guys, this is also controlling for any other things you may be experiencing on the side or personally, like maybe any health issues or mental health crises or anything else. So also keep that in mind. In terms of the body, movement too is vital. Just a few days ago, I felt a really powerful surge. I think it was the day after the lunation, the last lunation we had, the new moon. I felt such a huge surge. It almost reminded me of my first Kundalini experience, just a surge of energy. And I'm like, what the F? I was just working. I'm like, I can't work. I couldn't concentrate. I felt like I was being electrocuted. And one time when I was small, I put something in the socket. And so I know what it's like at a very low level, at a very low voltage, I should say, what it's like to experience those jolts. I'm not recommending it to anyone, but I was like, there's so much energy coming out, I need to expend it. I wasn't trying to escape feelings. I'm like, yeah, something's coming up. I don't know what it is. There's uncertainty. I feel it. So I did a HIIT workout, HIIT high intensity interval training. They're not my favorite, but it allowed me, I was punching. I probably looked like a rag doll through the window, but my focus was to get the energy moving and circulating and out to express it. So in that vein, I highly encourage you to find a movement at this time. It doesn't have to be long again. Find something that works for you, whether it's high intense cardio or walking or yoga, Pilates, something that's going to allow you to get your breath out, because this combines with breath. And mind-body practices, I'll say mind, body, soul, are important because that's a psychosomatic link. They're not treated separately, at least in my experience. And so again, to each their own. Take what resonates and what doesn't. Always follow your own intuition too and trust yourself. But for me, the mind and body are very much linked. And so whenever we do any type of movement, we use the breath. And obviously in meditation and other types of practices like mindfulness-based practices or even breath work, and there's so many different types, we focus on the breath, and that also alleviates some pressure and energies we may be feeling. It doesn't subsume them or make them disappear, but it allows us to quiet that a little bit. Finally, with the soul, I even put sit, right? Mind, body, soul, or some say spirit. This is an opportunity to connect with yourself. And again, these are very much interchangeable. They're not, static or stuck within each category, but this is a wonderful time again for shadow work. Perhaps the S could also represent shadow work, but I also put sit with this. Whatever's coming up, don't try to escape it. Again, working out, breath work. Hey Kayla, good to see you. Whatever's coming up, I'm gonna look up at the comments, you all, because I saw some bubbles, but if I read the comments now, I'm going to lose my train of thought. So if you've commented, I'm not ignoring you. Take time to journal or write. And I also say verbal journaling, because you could write as well, written journaling or verbal. And I tend to do a lot of verbalizing. I talk out loud to myself. I let that out, and it helps me with my throat chakra too, to let energies out. Sometimes if I want to say something to someone and I'm no longer able to, I speak it out loud. I will just speak it and express it. And sometimes emotions come with that, like tears. And that has been happening to me for the last couple of weeks. things I wish I could have said to some folks, things I wish that I could have responded and, stood my ground. And I just said it. So again, written or verbal communication in the form of journaling is helpful because when you write, you are releasing energy. And a friend of mine, another content creator, Nikki from the Foresight Channeler, she also brought up automatic writing in a recent conversation we had. And that's something I've always been aware of. I've never done it. So automatic writing may be something that'll help you too. First thing when you get up, if you pray or meditate or connect with spirit, divine, God in any way, you can start your day with that and then see what comes out. And you'd be surprised. But this is going to allow you to really start seeing what is happening around you at this time and dealing with those emotions that are coming up. Again, with the S, mind, body, soul, usually, or spirit, I said sit with this. Shadow work is another element. A lot of shadows are coming up. Fears around control, around trust, around safety. A lot of it is, I'm feeling it a lot in the belly area and in the root chakra, around the lower spine and feet, right? Fears around different forms of security, and that's going to be different for everyone, but this includes your own emotional stability, finances, work, where you live, and essentially how you feel safe, whether it's a physical sense or an emotional sense. So really tap into that. It's so important during this time. Try to avoid, and this is the hard thing, because when we are going through difficult times, a lot of times we resort to things that comfort us, and sometimes they may not always be the best thing for us, whether it's overdoing it. Sometimes people do it with alcohol or with certain substances or with food or with sugar, or maybe just escaping in another way, video games or whatever the case is. This is the time, this is the moment, this period right now, especially with these eclipses, well, the first eclipse of the season, but the third one of 2022. This lunation and these energies around us, we'll just say astrologically and just spiritually, they call for you to get real, get honest, be truthful with yourself first, because before you can expect truth from others, you have to find it within yourself. You have to be truthful. So stop putting these things down, stop shoving them down. Just allow them to come up and really acknowledge them so you can move through them, because unfortunately, the more we repress this shit, it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to keep coming up. So let it out once and for all and deal with it. So again, the goal here is to self-soothe and regulate your physical body, your mind, your soul, your spirit, your psyche, right? The entire psychosomatic vessel that we're in. And to allow what comes up, what we feel. Excuse me, I said that opposite. To allow what we feel to come up, to feel it. And I know we've heard that refrain, that saying, feel it to heal it. And it's so true, because you really have to feel it, right? Whatever is happening, you have to lean into it. And even if it's anger, even if it's an emotion you're not used to engaging in or experiencing, anger, crying, let it out in your room or somewhere private if you feel better. And those modalities that I suggested earlier are going to supplement the self-soothing process and also healing. So a lot of this time right now, it's simply when things are just happening around you that you're just like, I don't know what to do. It's about control, releasing control and surrendering. And this is the prime experience that we're learning right now. Okay, I will stop with here before pivoting to the collective. I'm going to go up to your comments. Okay, Wave Killer, you're hearing a lot of birds. It broke old habits during October, and you like silence. Yeah, there's a lot of communication messages coming up and also a lot of spiritual connection. Pay attention to any signs and downloads that you're getting, and also feelings, because that's going to tune you in what's coming up and precisely what it is that you're learning and releasing. Hey, Kayla, I was planning to do this yesterday, so I didn't even schedule it yet. Hey, Shirley, it's good to see you. Be true to yourself and good things happen. You're enjoying it. Sadly, I'll have to drive soon, in which I have. You like being alone a lot, Shirley? Okay, you may have to leave, Wave Killer. It's okay. I'm going to do a collective reading first, and I will be happy to take any questions afterwards. But thank you, Shirley. Sometimes when we just have no idea how to work with these energies, we can fall back on habits that may not support us in the way that we want. And so it could lead to an even more of a downward spiral, or even have us feeling worse. Again, this isn't about bypassing, right? It's not about escaping or ignoring this. Okay, Wave Color. I'll be back on Monday, you all. Again, this live that I'm doing is not intended for readings, but if there's people in here that would like them, I'm happy to do them afterwards. So just a reminder, I will be back Monday for a special live stream for Halloween, and also regularly scheduled live stream on Wednesdays. I see your messages. Maybe you're a hermit. That's another thing. I didn't get into any other aspects, but right now it's a great time to detox, right? Not in the sense people usually think like fasting or dieting for the physical body. That's a separate element, but detoxing your environment will have a huge effect on the energies that you absorb, right? Because when you're in a toxic environment, it affects you. Okay. Let's take a look. Okay, universe, what guidance, what messages do we need to know about self-care? What would be most helpful for everyone during this time? Keep hearing Simon and Garfunkel. Oh, I'm so sorry, Shirley. You're getting stomach aches. Look what we have. So I pulled from the Self-Love Oracle. We have rest. 9. Divine timing is always spot on. Surrender, control. I kid you not, guys. Surrender, control, and take a break. There's like little, oh, this reminds me. These are either little lanterns or papers, which is an ancestral practice too in some Asian countries I've seen. Look at this. Again too, rest, sleep are really important elements I didn't even include. I mean, those are not only practical, but those are necessary, the foundational aspects to keeping ourselves in the highest tip-top shape, if you will, relates to keeping stress low, moving the body. Stress is obviously related to the mental, emotional aspect, and eating well and moving. And so rest is going to be extremely important during this time. Sleep, integrating naps if you're having difficulty sleeping. And I know what it's like because I experienced insomnia for more than 2 years. And even as of late, my sleep has been very interrupted, especially as I'm trying to make it more consistent. I'm like, wow, just as I'm trying to make it consistent, I'm experiencing this, but I just go with it. Find some quiet times during the day, even if you cannot sleep, even taking 5-10 minutes to just relax and breathe, look out the window, not do anything. If you have to go in your car during breaks, wherever you work, maybe to the bathroom or a quiet spot, it's going to help you. I call them like mini rest breaks. If you have the ability to lay down, you don't always have to sleep. Naps are good too, 30 minutes, 90 minutes, right? And I know there's a lot of research on this. I don't even need to say it because I'm not a sleep expert about tapping into your REM, but make sure it's not too deep because then you'll wake up groggy and foggy. And so rest is going to allow you to integrate a lot of the emotional processing that's happening, grief, changes, Because when we, you know, if you've ever been in an experience where you've undergone tremendous change in a rapid amount of time, you will know that it takes a toll on your body. Your nervous system takes a hit. You may be just feeling buzzed, on overdrive, extreme anxiety, and like you don't have that safety and security that you want. That's why it's important. Rest is one of the best ways to recuperate from any traumatic wound, from any experience like that, and also during processes of high influxes of energy, high changes. Okay. I have a few more. We're going to see what else you need to know. These seem like common sense, but I kid you not, I really would love to do more. As I expand my channel, I would love to put out surveys and even do more empirical work in this area, because there is not always a lot of empirical work about how people really are, because people know how to self-care. It's not hard. The fact is most people don't do it. And there's a survey that I related to when I did a talk earlier this year on self-care and wellness. A lot of people know what they need to do, but most of them don't prioritize it. They put others first. And so it's really difficult to take care of yourself if you're not prioritizing yourself. It goes hand in hand. And for whatever reason, because everyone has so many demands in their life. Family, spouse, kids, work. What else does the universe want us to know, please? What is going to help us right now during this time? What should we focus on in terms of self-care? Okay. We got 2 cards. You guys, we got rest first, 9. We got 2, alone time. Look at all this water. This is literally, it almost looks like a twister kind of thing, but this is the energy that I'm feeling. You know, when you sink at the bottom, this looks like a rock. Total Scorpio. It's almost like you're at the bottom and energy is rising up around you. There's an element here of flowing, of soothing, of cleansing. Water is going to be very nurturing and healing. Again, I'm getting a lot of crying because that's a huge emotional release. That's an energy block. When you cry, you release that energy. Baths and salt and showers. Salt baths I'm getting. You can also put vinegar, baking soda, essential oils, crystals. Alone time. Some of you may be picking up the moods, the feelings, the sensations of others. Okay. I don't know. Did this person come out? I try to remove it. I try to remove it. Sorry, this free girl spammer is in here. Hey, Catherine, I just saw your bubble. I will check up on the messages. Some of you, I'm just sensing, are picking up energies of other people that are not yours. And so that's going to only, unless you're able to manage your energy. I call it like energy I need to do this. It's been on my to-do list, guys, to do a video on energy management and integrity and cleansing. It's all part of this. Some of you have to be more attuned to your energy and ask yourself, is this mine or someone else's or others? Because I feel like many of you, it could be those tapping in, because I always set the intention to tap into the energies of those during the live. So it offers more concrete, but this is concrete details, I should say, more advice, but this is for everyone. Be careful of who you hang around with during these times. Be really careful who you share your energy and time with. If you're feeling drained, if you're tired, if you're always the one trying to help people and rescue them, trying to offer advice, pull back. This is a time to be selfish, lovingly selfish, as I say. It's an important time to rein it in. I mean, look, these cards are just rest and alone time. You need to be able to integrate this and work through this. I'm not saying you can't go to support groups or call out or reach out to friends, but this is so important to realize that other people, sometimes they're not coming to you for your benefit. They're not helping you. People, we need to, how do I put this? Healing happens, I feel, individually and community level, right? And collectively in different strata, right, if you will. But ultimately, we are responsible for our healing, for our grief, what comes up. We take accountability for that, and we choose to do what we want with it. But be careful of unloading to people or receiving that unloading if someone or other people are doing it to you, because that's going to affect you at this time. You may be taking on their energy, their shit, feeling even worse, feeling heavy, and you're like, what the hell? Super important here. Okay. We got connect with your womb, 15. To me, this speaks of feminine energy, regardless of gender or sex. And for those who do have wombs, reproductive organs, uterus, womb, ovaries, pay attention to your menstrual cycles, to the, I wanted to say to the luna, to the moon, to the lunar cycle. Some of you are very sensitive at this time, and you may be feeling an enhanced, I'll just say PMS symptoms, enhanced feelings, crying, perhaps with your lineage. I'm getting the matriarchal line. There may be some trauma coming up in respect to your ancestors on your maternal line, your maternal side. This is a call that's interesting. Before any reading, before any video I do, I always prepare myself with meditation and prayer and connection to my own spiritual team. And I specifically said to please help us connect more to the divine feminine energy and to give us messages about this. This, connecting to the womb too, and I'm getting a lot of, feminine energy here. It's also about rest and nurturing yourself and taking care of yourself and knowing when to pull back and to restrict access to your energy. This is very much about tending to your own needs, but there's a cycle here. So you got to pay attention to how you're feeling in relation to your environment, in relation to the external and to people that have access to you. Pay attention to that carefully. Like I mentioned here with the alone time, I'm getting some of you, again, there's energies around you that are draining you, that are sucking you dry. Some of you may not realize it. Some of you may still, again, these people, it doesn't mean that they're bad because they do it. Sometimes it happens unconsciously, or subconsciously, I should say. But others have the intention, and they know who they can manipulate in terms of their energy. They know who will listen to them, who will always be there for them, even if it's not reciprocated. So pay attention to your cycles. Pay attention if you do have ovaries and experience, or a womb, uterus, and you experience and have a menstrual cycle. Even if you don't, pay attention to the ebbs and flows of your moods, of the cycles, and the moon, because it's going to have an amplification on an amplified impact on your energy. We got 2 more. Crap, it's 38 minutes. So long. I should even just say, we're going to make this a long video and then it'll be short. Because whenever I say this is going to be a short one, because in my head this was only going to be about 15 minutes or less, it doesn't happen. But you know what? Again, this is me just surrendering. Whatever has to come through, comes through. Let me catch up to messages. Hey, I got your, well, I didn't get anything. I just see it, Catherine. Tell it, Christine, I'm still here, especially if your nervous system has been hyperactive since childhood. Changes a lot. Absolutely. There's so much to say, especially when we bring up a dysregulated or a regulated nervous system. We have to unpack the layers. Some of this stems back from adverse childhood experiences, any trauma leading up to wherever you are in the stage of life, ancestral trauma, right? Past life trauma. That's one of the first things that's affected. You're in a fight, freeze mode, sometimes fawn mode. And so it affects your nervous system tremendously. Reported. Thank you, Catherine. Hey, Christina, good to see you. Okay, what else does The universe wants us to know, please, during this time, how else can we best utilize the energies right now to take care of ourselves. Did it turn? Nope. I have to do it again. Okay, let's see. We got one. You guys, I feel like I need cameras everywhere so you could see that these cards are coming out. At the bottom we have courage. I'll let you read it because I can't read it. The words are backwards. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence, but we got trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Crown chakra energy. I also get throat. I get heart too. I got Archangel Chamuel coming through. There's a need to really trust yourself during this time, right? Surrender control. Take a break. This is essentially saying trust your own intuition because you know all the answers. Everything that you need to know, you're being guided from within. That's why there's a need to separate yourself from others right now. And again, please take it as it resonates. Use discernment. If you have kids, pets, a spouse, I don't think you escaping and going, 1,000 miles away or locking yourself up is going to be the answer. But there's going to be moments where you need to just be like, okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom for 15 minutes and take me time, or whatever it is that you need to do to partition that time for you. Really important right now because that's where you're going to get your guidance. This is all connecting to the feminine energy. I kid you not. The message, I could just say, how do we manage this? Feminine energy, you all. The thing is with the masculine energy, and again, we're here to balance that, to cultivate both, right? To nurture both, but because we're predominantly in our masculine for the most part, especially wounded feminine energies. Wounded feminines are experiencing this shift, this change too, and the world too entirely, right? We're gonna get a last oracle card from the Angel Oracle deck. Why did they just pop out? Hold on. What final messages do the angels have for us, please? How can we best cultivate the energies during this time? Ooh. These are kind of popping like popcorn. I got firecrackers. Some of you may be going through extreme or will be going through extreme changes. Like they're popping. You know when you set off, like in cartoons, you see dynamite and like little bombs, like TNT, they just go one by one. That's what I'm getting. And you may be sensing the change. We have signs and reminders at the bottom of the deck. So some of you guys, I've been seeing these butterflies everywhere. Not in person, like not live, but in signs. I have it on my calendar and I don't know why sometimes I just am called to that. But I've been seeing them on shows, cartoons. Some of you are seeing birds, rainbows, feathers, different synchronicities. Things are they're like signs for you to follow and to trust. We got 3 cards. We got composure. I feel like this sums up. It's time for regulating your emotions and your body. We got Mother, Father, God. Divine connection here and healing energy. Again, they don't have any particular angels, but we can denote Archangel Chamuel, Archangel Raphael. Yeah. The more, and again, I have to know it's easier said than done, but the more that you react to these in a way that's going to kind of seem like you're freaking out, the more that type of energy is responded to what you're feeling, what's incoming, it's only going to lead to more distress. So again, there's really a need. This speaks to the mind, body, soul care that I spoke to earlier. It's so important. And I just saw a really wonderful, I'll link that too below. God, I hope I remember the linkages. I'm gonna have to watch this again. I saw a wonderful webinar on being an ethical healer, you know, being an ethical psychic. And that applies, that term psychic is used to apply to other, whatever names, healer, practitioner, whatever comes to mind. Hey, Tiffany. And one of the things is to learn to always be responsible and accountable for your energy, right? That's part of this role. Some people denote themselves as light workers, even empaths. You have a responsibility to yourself during this time, however you identify. I just get largely the folks that come to my channel, they're sensitive. They experience things, they know things. They're very much affected by energies around them. It is so important. Your first and foremost priority is to yourself, to the management of your energy, because that's going to affect everything else. So this is a time for you to cultivate that and to lean into that. And this is the hard part. What's the difference between, you know, feeling the emotions, processing the emotions, and reacting? Reacting, usually it happens when we're triggered, right? And that could also be a healthy sign. That could be a sign that, oh, wait, you know, I still need to work on that. But also too, if we're constantly reacting, we may need to lean back. Again, spend some time really becoming more aware of what's going on within us. There's a lot of alone time. I get Hermit energy here. I get a lot of Virgo energy here. With the Mother, Father, God, this is too tapping into, I get like Pisces energy, but tapping into your spirit team, your spiritual team, a spirit, universe, tapping into all that is, but more importantly to you, because you are connected. You're part of the divine. You're from the divine. Like whenever I talk about what I do, I don't say I know these things. I'm just a channel. I facilitate these messages that I receive, these channeled messages from various members of my spiritual team. It doesn't come from me. It's coming through me, right? Same thing when we do if any of you are energy practitioners, if you work with energy, same concept, any guidance. You are the conduit of this though. You receive it as well. You're part of this whole love consciousness, this whole divinity. So really, this is also an important time. It's for many of you, you may be, again, I've been getting an expansion of crown chakra energies, third eye. It looks like an eye, doesn't it? A fancy eyeball. It's important for you to tap into your own intuition. Hence, again, lots of the feminine energy here, because it's when you surrender control and you trust, those are aspects of the feminine energy. You're not forcing things, you're allowing things to flow like water. And it takes practice. I'm not saying this is going to happen in 24 hours and like I have it down. No. I'm human too here. I'm not an exception. I didn't come here as, what is it, like that Terminator that can fearlessly do all this and I'm like good to go and I'm like, I trust, see ya. No, this takes practice too. You know, part of this is learning to trust ourselves first and foremost and not having to look outside of ourselves for everything. So during this period, you may be feeling called to really explore your spiritual practices more, especially with this Neptune energy, to really explore your spiritual practices, the connection you have with yourself, the connection you have with the divine, with spirit, with the universe, the connection that you have with others too. You may be getting strong incoming signs, gifts, opening. I've been feeling that. I know some of my other clairs, clairgustants and clairalients, like tasting and smelling, have increased. Those are clairs that I didn't use or nurture as much, but now they're coming on strong. I can smell things and know things like from taste, and I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, okay, I'm open. So be really open. You may be getting just literally clarity with your clairs, different gifts incoming and opening. Also too, I'm sensing mediumship. Some of you may be starting to connect or will be connecting to spirits from different realms. And you may be getting signs about that and just seeing things. Sometimes we see glitches. Finally, we have healing energy. Again, there's no archangel or angel denoted, but I get Archangel Chamuel and Archangel Raphael, usually green. So we are always surrounded. Last night in particular, I went into like a cry fast, literally out of nowhere. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, okay, I'm like Scorpio season. And I just allowed it to come up. And for me, what helps me, because everyone has a different way of coping, I connected to my ancestors and my angels, and I felt immediate reassurance and peace, just immediate, like a blanket of peace. And I knew it was an angelic present, which is always present over there in the back near the doors. So call on your spiritual team. You can even ask for a sign, like, whatever it is that you need assistance with right now to help you heal your heart, open your heart, help you get through a certain situation, help you release certain emotions. Whatever it is, they will help you. That's why they say you're not ever alone. Even if it seems, like human-wise that you are alone, you're never alone, because the realms are bigger than we realize. I'll just say bigger, not in that sense that they're large, but there's a lot of realms and dimensions. Others see us, but we don't always see them because we're not tuned into that frequency. So right now there are different dimensions all at the same time happening, and there's movement. So just be open to that. Okay, we're gonna end it with a few tarot cards, and then I will open this up to readings for you all. What time is it? Ooh, 3:45. I want to say something too. Connect to your womb. I just got this. Scorpio rules over sexuality, intimacy in that area, but also emotional intimacy. For any of you that have fears around this, you may be getting signs too about exploring this and getting more comfortable with yourself in this way, with your body, with your sexuality. So this is just something to be aware of. We got another rainbow. Any final messages, please? Any guidance the universe wishes to relay to us for the energies, for how we can best self-care, nurture ourselves during this time? Get any turned? Okay, we got two. Usually I have to fan these out because they come out. At the bottom we got the 9 of discs, 9 of pentacles. This is very much about pouring into yourself, continuing to build that physical foundation, but also emotional foundation, and to keep focusing that energy on you. Okay, we got the Chariot, Cancer energy, which is about moving forward, change, and we got, I kid you not, Wu Wei, you guys. So for me, collectively, because this isn't a traditional card that we find in tarot, it's specific to this deck, the Sol Luna deck. And so this is very much about taking charge when it comes to how we control things, how we try to force or manage things. Cancerian energy too, it's water. And Wu Wei, it's very much, again, no signs attached, but it's very much a releasing energy, a releasing flow. Just taking things as they come. Doesn't mean you're just sitting out on the sofa and you're like, yep, jobs are coming to me, money's coming to me. It's not just about an action, it's about intuitive action, right? It's about receiving signs and nudges, and you will know. But it's about largely not forcing anything to happen, because that's what you don't want to do, right? So this is the guidance for this energy this week. A lot of nurturing. Cancer is also very much about nurturing, about your home. Take time to get your environment in order, to create a sanctuary that you really love and feel safe in. Because the emotion that you want to cultivate, it starts with you, right, internally, but also your surroundings and your environment. Wow, a lot of energy here about simply just scorpionic energies of surrendering. Things are happening. Oh no, I don't want to say that. Things are happening for you, not to you. I just got that in my head. I'm like, what? We've heard it, but sometimes it can be hard to conceptualize, especially if you're going through something and you're like, screw that. But again, I really want to note that it's important at this time. There's a lot of things that are out of your control that are playing out. And so you, no matter what you do, are not going to have the ability to change them. So that's why there's this huge focal point on taking care of you. Because things right now are kind of cooking around, right? Cooking around and baking, and they're going to come together when you least expect it. Hence the trust and the release control. Okay, we can pivot to readings. Okay, let me see. Hey, okay, I'm seeing some comments. Shirley, you said you're super sensitive. I gathered. I know you're the cusper, right? Virgo, Libra, cusper. Virgo. How do you know when your third eye is opening? For me, when it started happening, I started getting, like, for me, I got images and colors. I started seeing like glitches. I also felt sometimes like a pulsating vibration here. It was largely images. It's sometimes when you close your eyes, you know how you see colors but you don't? It's to that same effect. I just started seeing things more vividly, but it's not through sight. It's almost like watching a movie screen in your head. That's why a lot of times you may see me looking out. And it's because I'm watching literally like my own, it's like a movie. So you may start getting more vivid images, colors, pictures too. And you may be getting, sometimes you may feel, again, like a pulsating. Some people feel more physical symptoms too around this area. So from forehead to temple. But I only felt it around here. It was like a slight pressure. And I'm gonna say too, there are those who sometimes don't experience any of that. So just be very open to what you are feeling. Just because you may not be sensing anything doesn't mean that your gifts are not becoming more attuned, they're not opening, not at all. Similar to like energy healing. Some people don't feel it. They're like, nope, I didn't feel a thing. I remember I did a session for my dad, and I'm like, did you feel anything? My dad's like, nope, certain, 100% certain. But the next day he told me he felt such a difference. And so again, some people just, it works very differently for everyone. Tiffany, this eclipse has wreaked havoc on my emotions. Oh my God, I'm usually a cool, calm, collected person. I feel ya. I'm sorry you're experiencing this, but at the same time, it's also allowing us to kind of feel like the gamut of emotions, right? Like all across the spectrum. Even though it's a little bit wonky and we're like, oh my goodness, because I've been feeling a little bit more frustrated than usual for no reason. But there's just so much coming up, like just so much energy being pushed. And sometimes it's from the collective too. I prayed at a monastery yesterday, very intense. I feel like I am swimming in a revolution. Wow, what a wonderful metaphor, Catherine. It definitely feels like that. I noted on something that I had read recently, similar to that. I felt like I stepped into an electrical pool of water, or like a body of water. You just feel so much that's spinning, that's going on, and that's happening. You were crying yesterday, Shirley. A lot's coming up. Scorpio is intense, right? We just had this shift from Libra to Scorpio, and it was just boom, the intensity with emotions. I agree, Christine, you're never alone. I am feeling so many new realms. Christine, it is so intense. Yeah, I can feel that expansion. You all are definitely experiencing that too. I feel like with your spiritual gifts. I feel like I've been moving so slow and work wants me to go fast and I'm trying to navigate. Okay, I will do readings. Who's first? Catherine, if you're able to express this to your boss or anything, taking it a little bit slower, that could also help. I know Spirit is trying to communicate with me. What do they want to tell me? Okay, let me see who's first. Oh, hey, Katie. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Okay. You guys, let me see who's in here. Okay, Shirley, I know you want a reading and you were here first. I'm going down this chat because I didn't write it down, guys. So Catherine is next. Kayla, are you in here still? I don't know if you want a reading. Christina is third. I'm going fast. Tiffany, I'm just writing people in the order. I don't know who's in here. Okay, I have Shirley, Catherine, Christina, Tiffany. Kayla, if you're in here, let me know. I don't know if you're in here. Can you also, Christina, you said, can you also tell us how your personal reads work if you have time? Yes, I don't know what you mean by personal reads. Like my process of how I do personal readings? Or my services, like if I offer personal readings? Because I have a method like of preparing myself and my energy for personal readings. I'm not sure if that's what you meant. Okay, Shirley. Can I please ask, what does E think or feel in this connection? Okay. What does E think or feel in the connection? Where? Okay, so, okay. Okay. What does E, how does E feel about this connection, please, with Shirley? I hope they turned. We got one. I'll do another round to see if any cards come up about how E feels. How does E feel, please, in this connection with Shirley? Okay, we got a few more cards. And then, wait. Some more cards came out. Okay. Oh wait, you asked another question. Where is it going? I want to make sure. Okay. Where is this connection going? Where is this connection going between E and Shirley, please? One. Wow, okay, in terms of how he feels, we have Three of Swords, Hermit, Virgo energy, Four of Cups. This guy's all in his feelings. I don't know if communication's been cut. We got the High Priestess, Cancer energy. Whoa, Three of Wands, uncertainty. Hold on, let me put the other card away. Got the other card for the Seven of Swords. Is this guy like paranoid? Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Swords. This, largely I'm picking up, this person is still recuperating from some type of heartbreak, grief, deception, betrayal. I feel like this person is alone. Perhaps maybe communication has lessened or died down, or they're not really communicating consistently as they were before. But I feel like this person is processing a lot, emotionally, mentally. Perhaps, I mean, look at what we're all talking about here and going through. They're having their own experience right now with the energies. It could be heightened for them. I feel like they're going through a major purging, but taking time to really reflect and think about all of this, because they're very much, I feel like, again, a lot of intuitive messages being relayed to them, but also coming up for them. I feel like they're having also a lot of realizations about past relationships that didn't work out. We got a lot of dissatisfaction, perhaps one-sided relationship with this person. So right now their energy is very much focused on themselves. I don't even see them thinking about you in this way. I think because they're dealing with what is coming up for them. We have 3 of Wands, 7 of Swords. This person, there's a lot of uncertainty here. It's almost like this person is a little bit afraid of trusting, because with the 7 of Swords, this speaks to, it could be deception. Someone who's deceptive, who's not always honest. Things that could have happened. I feel like this person still has some things to release, especially with the Cup and Sword energy here. So there's a pause here. I feel like there may be a standstill right now in this connection with this person, because I feel like this person is kind of taking a wait and see approach. Do we have any Earth? Oh, yes, there it is. With the Knight of Pentacles and the 10 of Swords. This person, I feel like things are going to develop very slowly, but they seem like, the thing is, they seem like they poured into relationships, into others, and I get that feeling towards you. I feel like they have an intent, like a real intent, to make this a long-lasting connection. They want something real, something honest, something loving, but there's, wow, all of these cards focused on them. But they need to release the past. You see there's a need to walk away. From both we see it, from the energies. This is something that's going to take time. I feel like the connection with them, it's going to be slow with them. Like a slow rebuilding process, because they need to first learn how to trust again. They have to trust themselves with connections, with relationships. I feel like that's where this person is at, especially with the Hermit card, I should say, and the High Priestess. I feel like their guides are working with them at this time to really help them flush this shit out. The cards came out, I think this way. Sometimes when I have them and hold them up, they're different. So they still have a lot of releasing, and this is what's happening during Scorpio. A lot of shit is coming up to light. So that's where they're at in terms of their feelings. I do feel like this person will move towards you very slowly again. And with the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like this is very caring energy, very honest, grounded. But again, they're being cautious, careful. In terms of where this connection is going, we have the 2 of Swords. So again, at this time, I feel like there's a little bit of uncertainty. I feel like there's a choice that has to be made with this person, but they're literally, their eyes are covered. They're not able to make a clear choice at this time because of the mental and emotional shit that they still have to release and work through. So let me get you an advice card or messages and see what comes out. Can we get advice, please, for Shirley? What advice does the universe have? A card fell. Okay. Did we get any others? Nope, we didn't. So we got 7 of Wands in reversed. Here it is upright so you can see it. So, I mean, wand energy can be very moving, moving. I'm like, is it forward moving or forward movement? There could be forward movement, but the energy is pertaining to you. So I feel like with this energy, you're being guarded against trying to push things. Don't force anything. Don't reach out. I'm not saying like stay mute. I mean, if this person responds, use your intuition, be very discerning, but don't take action here. There's a need to kind of stay back. Because again, I'm getting a lack of consistent energy towards you. There are hardly any cards here that indicate the energy towards you. This is about them. We only have the Knight of Pentacles, which to me indicates this is going to be a very slow moving process. So there's patience involved here. This person has to work through their things right now. And so again, just be cautious of trying to do anything that may force this connection or that may put any pressure, because I feel like if that happens, this person will go the other way. They will be like, they may not be able to handle it, in other words. I hope this has helped, Shirley. We have Catherine next. Services. Oh, Christina, got you. I'll talk more about my services on Monday for the live stream, about my reading services. I'll just say very quickly, I do my readings. These are, okay, they seem longer because I do tend to do long readings even during my live stream, but we go through very different layers and processes with the readings that I do. They could be 30 or 60 minutes, and depending on the questions that you do. And I combine Oracle with Tarot, and we just dive deep. But I will talk more about that and answer any specific questions on Monday. I'm trying to keep this contained. But thank you so much, Christina, for bringing that up. I didn't even think to talk about it or mention it, but I appreciate it so much. I feel like we're a lot alike, but he's more extroverted than me. He's really bold and seems direct. I'm usually more drawn to sneaky people or a deceptive person. Okay, perhaps that's why we have the Seven of Swords there. I'm very supportive of his work, and he just added me to help by a certain part of his work. I don't know why he added for me to help out. At this time, it didn't come through about him wanting a connection. I just see him very much focused on his energy, and the advice is really not to force anything at this time. So I would take it as it goes, take things to see how they unravel. How can I balance this big expanse of awakening I am having in navigating the physical world to walk my purpose? That's a small question, Catherine, huh? Surely, I was feeling that too. I don't know why he added me to help out. He has a lot of women who throw themselves at him. That's probably why your guidance is not to throw yourself at him. Essentially, don't force the connection. No, Catherine, don't worry. I was poking fun. It's not. Shirley, yeah. Sometimes when you're different and you don't chase people that are especially chaseable, like people are always around them, orbiting, it sends a different energy and message because you're not desperate. You don't need to chase anyone. You don't need to force a connection. You will know if someone is interested in you. They will show you. They will tell you too, but showing the action is more important. So keep your integrity to your principles, assist in whatever way, and then leave. Okay, let me get your question again, Catherine. How can I balance this big, expansive awakening I am having in navigating the physical world to walk my purpose? Okay. I'm going to shuffle the cards for you, Catherine. But that is my whole life. Everything feels huge. Catherine, how long ago did you have your spiritual awakening? Sometimes when we initially awaken, we have that overwhelming feeling because everything starts to come to the forefront of our attention very quickly. Everything's illuminated, and a lot of things that we see in our reality, we're like, oh my gosh, this has to change. Okay, let me get the question. Okay, how can Catherine balance her awakening right now while connecting to her purpose? How can Catherine navigate this awakening while connecting to her purpose? We got King of Swords at the bottom. Time to cut some things out of your life. We got the Ace of Swords, air energy, Five of Cups, Temperance, spiritual awakening, but also about balance. Things that may have to change. Nine of Wands, Two of Swords, Eight of Swords. I'm not surprised with all the sword energy. The Empress, Virgo, or excuse me, Taurus, Libra. Virgo may be important for you. Okay. There's an element here, perhaps why we got the King of Swords. I feel like if the King of Swords had children, it would be maybe these two, or maybe these two had the King of Swords. You're being asked to really be truthful about yourself, because there are some things that are emotionally draining you right now in your life that are no longer emotionally in alignment. There's a lack of meaning, in other words, a lack of connection. I feel like you're someone that's very deep. You value meaningful, deep, intimate connections, friendships and otherwise, with people, humans in your life. You look for I'm getting like philosophy. You ask a lot of questions, bigger questions. You want to know more things. You're a very multi-layered person, and I feel like that's reflective too in your pursuits in life, how you think about life, the people you connect with. But I'm feeling like you're not connected to that right now. I feel like there's energies around you, people. They're not at your, how do you say this in English? Level. They're not at your level. There's a lot of truth coming in, and I feel like you have realized this about relationships in general and about specific people in your life. This is going to help balance and connect you to your purpose. You have to start realizing where to put your energy, what your values are, what your priorities are, and then align that, because your energy is going to flow differently. I feel like your energy may be getting like sucked out, because you see with the Five of Cups, it's like poured out. It's like, I want to say dripping. So your energy may be dripping, almost like a IV drip, unknowingly, because of people you have around you that are constantly energetically like hovering over you. You're going to be receiving clarity and insights. You may have already about this, and they happen in the least moment, in the moment when we least expect it. It's almost like shining a light. I feel like your guides, I'm getting it with the birds. You may be seeing a bunch of birds or crows. Some animals, birds perhaps, but there's an animal close to you, or spirit is coming to you in some way to help you recognize this, to realign your energies, because that's going to help rebalance yourself as a soul and help you balance that energy, because your energy right now is off kiltered. It's off balance. And I'm feeling like you could be feeling depleted. You could be feeling a loss of vigor, a loss of perhaps creativity, and even a loss of like, oh my gosh, where do I go? What do I do? And this is, again, with people, it's the hard part. There's a need for honesty here with yourself, because you're going to know exactly what it is you need to clear away. I feel like you've been, because I mean, the Ace of Swords also speaks to learning. So you may be learning a lot about people around you who you thought were fill in the blank, friends, loved ones, people that cared for you, whatever they are, that they may not really care for you in the way that you think or the way that you want. They just want to kind of use you, like your energy. Ironically, we have Temperance, balancing. I heard balancing the balls. And so this, again, it speaks to, it's a spiritual awakening, but also a spiritual opening, a recognition of growth, and an opening in this layer. I feel like you have been, I feel like you have been committed to, this goes to relationships that I'm getting. You may have been committed to some of these people for a long time, so it may be difficult for you to release them, to let go. But again, there's a need for you to reevaluate your energy. That's going to have the biggest impact moving forward and connecting to your purpose, because right now you have a lot of like infiltration from others. It's affecting you. If you don't have any emotions to give to yourself because it's being given to others, it's going to be difficult to nurture your own spirit, your own being, and to connect to your purpose, to your mission. So there's a need to stay committed to yourself. There's a sense of isolation here. Interesting, especially with the Nine of Wands. I feel like you've persevered and committed, and you're being asked by your spiritual team to stay the course, to stay committed, to use your internal light, to use your internal guidance. Again, you need that big fire that you have there, not a little flame. I keep getting relationships in my head. There's people around you. If you are having trouble like recognizing who is not in alignment for you, just ask yourself and just feel, just note how you feel after spending time or talking to people. It doesn't even have to be someone close to you, like geographic wise. Because you're being asked to continue, stay the course. You're going to need your energy moving forward. So the first thing is energy management. Really assess where your energy is going and who's around you. We have Eight of Swords, Two of Swords. This is you. This is self-imposed. Again, this speaks to the Ace of Swords we had earlier about really being open and honest with yourself and seeing the truth. There may be fear here on your hand. Sometimes I feel like there may be fear in communicating this to others, communicating your needs. That's why we have Seven of Swords, King of Swords at the bottom. There may be a fear of you communicating your truth, letting people know, and also acknowledging that some folks that you thought were friends, whatever, that cared about you, family, partners, but they're not who you thought they were. There's a need for you to also release. There's a need for you to release these like preconceived notions that you have, because this is part of your expansion. This is part of your awakening, part of the expansion that you're undergoing right now. It's like an energetic realignment. So you may be feeling all sorts of things like internally in your body, like wonky, like almost like you didn't charge up enough. Almost like, I'm getting like a cell phone, so almost like you didn't charge up enough. In other words, almost like you're feeling depleted. Even though you may be getting enough sleep or eating well or moving, you're like, why do I still feel like I haven't? There's drainage of your energy right now. even though we have cups, it could be anything that's not emotionally fulfilling. And when we experience a spiritual awakening, and even subsequent ones, it all has to do with our energy, how in alignment we are. If a job is no longer fulfilling to us, we're going to feel it. After time, it's going to get very stronger each time. Same with friendships, same with hobbies, or the way we eat, or whatever it is. So pay attention to whatever is no longer feeling the same like it used to, because that's what's going to be indicative of what has to change. Don't hold yourself back, because I'm sensing fear here, and you not wanting to maybe acknowledge that or see the truth, because that's going to require change, and that may be something that scares you. We have the Empress finally. Again, to me, this speaks of honoring yourself, because the Empress, it's Venusian energy. I also get Cancerian at times, but this is about taking care of who you are, because you're going to, when you go through this balancing in order to connect to your purpose, it's about cleaning up your energy, cleaning up around you, being truthful. Again, this is going to encompass not just relationships, but people, places, things, belief systems, mindsets. It's going to shift your energy radically, because you're on the precipice to have, I wanted to say like an explosion of, we'll just say babies, but not in that sense. Not in the like pregnant baby sense. Having children, I guess, if you will. I'm like having trouble saying that. Like, what is it called? It's about birthing creations. This is your purpose. It's in your belly. That's in your sacral and solar plexus, right? Sacral is about creativity. And the alignment with your energies, the balancing, like cleaning that up around you. So it's like a multi-level process and multi-layered process. It's going to allow you to connect more to yourself. There's something waiting. It's going to come up to you, right? It's going to intuitively, you're going to get signs about connecting to this. You may have to move. I'm sensing, I don't know why, I'm getting movement for you. You may be called to move or want to move, or move if there's something about a career relocation, a career change, maybe with job, or move into nature. Something about your environment changing. This could be coming up for you because of the shift in your energy. There's, like I said, pieces here. Truth, honesty, assessing your relationships and how you feel drained. And again, freeing yourself from what you've thought, freeing yourself from any self-imposed restrictions, any beliefs, and all of this, like, if I can give you one word, it's just being super radically honest with yourself of what has to go, because things are going to leave. Well, things have to leave, in other words. They need to leave for this change to happen, so that you can regain balance and momentum with your energy. It's energy realignment right now, because this is leading you straight to the birthing of your creation, your mission. And that entails taking care of yourself. It's almost like working backwards. We could go backwards with this, because when you do this, you're taking care of yourself. And when you take care of yourself, you know what you need to do. Okay, let's get you quick advice. Sometimes the advice is just embedded. That's why you may notice you don't resonate with some folks. There's something strong about people around you, though, that you may not feel like you have any connection with them. What guidance does the universe have, please, for Catherine? Okay, I have a little bit more time. Whoa, we got 2 of discs. This is Earth energy. Wheel of Fortune. Blessings are coming. There are destined changes. I feel like I could say this is like the eclipse card. Justice, a balancing out is coming. Libra energy. 2 of Wands. Again, there could be some type of move you're planning to make. Look at this, the World. More fixed energy. This is the end of the major arcana. Huge huge cycle is wrapping up, is ending. So there's changes coming, and we got duality. So you may be experiencing more on the low end right now, because I'm getting your energy is a little bit depleted. And so I'll get to that in a sec. I'm like jumping ahead, but there's a need to go through the dark to experience the light. It's always like that, right? Wow, okay, with the Two of Discs, which is earth energy, Two of Pentacles, or earth, there is definitely a change coming in your, I feel, personal stability, right? Your personal foundation, yourself. There's a balance coming. Again, you may be seeing butterflies. There's a balancing out when it comes to you, and I feel like Scorpio season is going to help alleviate some of this. It's going to help accelerate some of this as well. This healing, I feel like it has to do with energy. Disc is Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, but it very much speaks to your own emotional security and stability and foundation. And so changes are coming that I feel like you're being given an opportunity to enact these changes, to make choices for yourself. Hence all the sword energy we got with your main energy reading, right? Especially with the Ace of Swords. But the universe is also bringing in fated, destined changes that are out of your control, that are going to help. And these are usually blessings. These are usually positive outcomes, positive opportunities. So I'm getting here like a yin and yang, almost like a go with the flow, like try not to control. With the Justice card and the Two of Wands. Again, I sense balance here is coming, but I feel like this may have to do with a move you make. It could be simply an emotional, energetic move, a decision, like a change, but also to a physical move with wands, because wands generally indicate some type of movement in that area, physical. So you may have to move from your environment, change something up in how you do your environment, right? It could be the energies, it could be the people you're involved with, something in your immediate environment. With this change, I feel like it's going to bring more balance. You have a lot of balancing out that's being offered to you. Again, with the world and duality. Things don't exist in a singular view, in a singular realm, right? And things are coming into completion. So I feel like any challenges or struggles that you may have been undergoing, you're going to flip to the other side of the coin, because you may have been going back and forth and for a while been stretched to an area where you kind of dipped. You know, like I'm getting a roller coaster now. I'm getting like those old-fashioned roller coasters like in New York, Coney Island. They have that big one. When it gets to the top, it's like, yay, this is the height of success. This is great. And then you go down and you're like, oh, that's what I'm getting with the duality. You have to experience both energies to really realize where you are in your life, what it is you're learning, what it is you're leaving behind, and then also how to balance. You're coming into your full power too with the Justice card as well. And I feel like you are slowly going to start feeling the sun, feeling the warmth, feeling good things coming with the energy change. This is all about people, environment, things that you have to change so that you can start feeling better within. There's a strong, you got fixed signs here, tons. Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo. And right now we are in Scorpio season. We got Libra. And then we got Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius. Excuse me, Leo, Aries, Sag. I said Aquarius, so that may have a meaning. This is a big cycle for you that's ending. Perhaps that's why you may be feeling a little bit like all over the place. I'm getting topsy-turvy. There's just a lot of changes happening. A lot you may feel like you want to do them, but they're coming from a place where you can't control them. And so that's why you can only control what's coming from within, right? Your own energy. Huh. Catherine, I hope this reading has helped. Okay, I'm scrolling up to the comments, guys. You started having full body convulsions in Korea's November. Okay. I hope you're doing better from that. I hope it's not medically related. I know some people have them, but it sounds like it was energetic. You're welcome, Shirley. I got to, Shirley, this person, they may have an interest, but this person takes things slow and steady. So be just responsive to their tune. Don't rush anything. Don't get into the Queen of Wands energy where you're like blazing through. Just take any signs from this person and go at that pace. Because I feel like this person tests a lot of people, especially romantic partners or potentials. And they already know people that throw themselves on them, they're not looking for that. I feel like this person may get a lot of attention in that way. They want someone who's serious, someone who's different. But at the bottom of this, be you, but don't chase. Hey, Kayla. No, not the collective. I've turned into single readings, I guess they're called. Okay, we got Shirley done, Catherine, we got Christina, Tiffany, and then Kayla. What happened to the screen? The screen just disappeared. I feel like if I am honest, I need to separate from pretty much everyone. Catherine, you guys, some of you may experience this, so if you have anything to add, please. It's so important because it's not just me, right? All of our experiences help one another in this community. I know when I experienced my awakening, and even now, I have been on a pretty much solo journey. Most of the people I've connected to don't live in my state, don't live near me. I can't tell you like I have a very good friend or like a BFF near me where I could just call them up. No, I don't, not anymore. I cleared away so many people because I started to realize this has to do too with your energy and your value. And it's not ego. You're gonna realize as you keep working through your path, who is for you, who isn't, who really cares about you, who doesn't, who's reciprocal, who just wants you to kind of always be there for them, but they're not willing to be there for you. This alone time, maybe, again, like I'm getting wolf energy here. It's time to separate yourself from the pack so you can strengthen and empower your energy yourself, right? We got the Justice card about empowerment. And also take time to heal, to learn, to do what it is we need to focus that energy on yourself. Oh, I'm gonna cry and my ears are ringing. I've been trying to carry everyone and I can't. I have to carry me. I feel like you're gonna, those sounds, to me, I mean, everyone receives signs differently. To me, it sounds like you may be expanding clairaudience skills. You may be getting a lot of signs through music, sounds. You may be hearing sometimes words, voices from spirit. So much energy is moving through me. My copper IUD disintegrated. Got you. Oh, Catherine, this is such a heavy time. You deserve to be in your bubble and to put everything that you put into others into yourself. You're going to realize that when you pour into yourself as you do for others, and I was in the same situation because I poured into others all the time and I was left high and dry. I was like that one single sock that didn't have a pair. I was like hanging off on the balcony. I'm like, wait, why am I treating myself like that sock? When you put your energy onto you, it changes, because when you ask yourself, what do I want to do today? How can I take care of myself? How can I use this time for me? Me. It's not selfish. It's called self-love. Christina, you're next. Tiffany, you want to know what Spirit would like for you to know, would like for me to know at this time? Okay. Got it. Okay, Catherine. Kundalini. You see? Yeah, thank you, Christina, for saying that. You agree. I agree. I'm more alone now. Thanks, Kayla, for the list. We need that candle. Christina, oh wait, Christina, did you write? Okay. I know Spirit is trying to communicate with me what the Spirit wanted to tell me. Okay, we got you, Christina. Next is Tiffany, Kayla, and then we have Keep It On Me. You guys are last. I'll close up after Keep It On Me. I'll just say too, because I'm channeling a lot of with the wolf. I know it's not just for me. The wolf, they thrive in packs, right? Wolves are not made to be solitary. And so it's just for a short time. When we get that energy where we may have to be more on our own than with others, to recharge, to recoup, to heal, to essentially transform. Okay. What is Spirit communicating to Christina, please? What does Spirit want Christina to know? Oh, I'll say it broadly. By the way, thank you guys so much for the donations for yesterday. I always put comments. Some people can't see them, but there's a way to reply on PayPal, and I always send personal messages. So I truly want to say thank you. If it were me, I would have a list where I would have people's names and like, but some people don't want to be recognized. So I just want to say thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Okay. There's energy here. There's a lot of like energy in the cards and in what I'm getting for you, Christina. I'm hearing sometimes when you get messages, you don't always trust them. Like you don't believe them. And then when things happen, you're like, I knew it was going to happen, or I knew I should have listened to myself. Okay. At the bottom, we have 3 of Swords. So I feel like this could be coming up. It could be grief, wounds, trauma, pain coming up for healing. It could be something you subconsciously are repressing, but I feel like things are coming up because we got the Wheel here. Again, these are the fixed signs. We had this with Catherine's reading, different deck. But again, this is bringing destined and fated changes. I call this like my eclipse card, because these are changes out of your control. And ironically, these have the fixed signs, which are the ones that don't like to change. They're more resistant to change, not like the cardinal signs, which initiate and are open to change, or the mutable signs, which are like, yeah, we can be flexible and change. And so we have Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius. So right now, I feel like these are happening, or will be happening very soon if they haven't. We got 9 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles. There's some type of fulfillment coming, blessings with community, with people. It could speak to work, because we got Scorpio, which is very much water, intensity, intimacy. I feel like there's some type of healing coming with relationships in your life. It could also be healing, I'm getting, with money, with finances, with lack, scarcity. But it could also be, because when people think like lack, mindset, scarcity, some people denote it to money, but it's also to love and in relationships too, because that energy is similar. And so there's a lot of blessings, healing. I'm getting gold coins, abundance, warmth, expansion, joy, just a personal contentment coming with relationships. I feel like you may be meeting, and these are destined. You guys, I'm like having throat chakra issues right now. I swear, I sound like it's Mercury retrograde for me. These are soul partners. That's what I want to say. Soul partners that are coming in. I feel like you just went through or have been going through something big. And you guys, even though I've seen you for many weeks now in these readings, I don't remember your stories. A lot of the times I don't until I do the reading. I feel like you've learned so much from a lot of heartbreaks. I'm getting, it doesn't have to be romantic. I'm just getting with relationships in general, Christina. And right now, the things that you have experienced, there were huge learning lessons for you. And you're healing right now. You're being guided with this energy. That's why things may be coming up. You may be processing grief or just things, different fears coming up in relation to others, how you connect with others, especially on a deep level, on a heart-soul level. Your heart chakra is coming through here. I feel like there's going to be an expansion. So it may feel like your heart has been broken or has been breaking, but it's getting, because here you see it, there's like sutures here. It's like getting sewed back up. In other words, it's healing. So you're not closing it up in the way that you think, like with the sutures, with the stitches, but it's repairing itself, regenerating. And that in itself, you're going to call in the type of relationships that you're looking for. So be open. Focus. How do I say this? Don't bypass what you're feeling. It's okay to feel and to express and to allow anything to come up. But focus on taking those lessons that you learned. Don't sit into the past energies. And of course, there's a caveat. If you are still processing something recent, grief, a breakup, a separation, a divorce, or I heard like a rip. You know when you sit and sometimes your pants are too tight and they rip? It happened to me a long time ago, but it's that type of rip I heard. So it's like something like that separated you fast, something where you may have gone separate ways with any type of relationship. You're being called not to sit in that energy. Of course, if it's recent, then process through it, but keep focusing on what's ahead. Keep moving on what's ahead. Because what you learned from I'm getting like disintegration, endings of past relationships, those are the nuggets of gold that you're taking forward. It's going to help you expand, not just in with people, but in all areas of your life. It's like turning that pain point into the opposite. What's the opposite? Like gold, like honey, like turning it into something good. And that allows, it's like an attraction mechanism. It allows the universe to match that energy, that frequency. It's from the lessons. I keep getting lessons, and not to ruminate or stay in past remembrances or replaying memories of different relationships that may have gone wrong. Yeah, whatever souls are coming through, they're going to bring a lot of joy, a lot of blessings, a lot of wealth and expansion. These may be spiritual soulmates. So know that the relationships, your relationship sector, 7th house sector, 8th house as well with Scorpio, it's transforming. I just kind of feel like when you park a car and you can't find it, I feel like there's a loss. I feel like this may bring surprises to you, because you, again, a lot of these, especially when we have the wheel at the bottom of the deck, you know, what you don't see coming, what's happening like behind the scenes, I don't feel like you're going to even know. It's going to happen when you're not even thinking about it. You're just doing your own thing, and you're going to connect with these people, and they're going to bring you just different levels of success, how you define it. I'm not talking about like connecting to power and all that. This is like joy, abundance. Your life is going to become richer in the meaningful sense, but also it's going to bring in, because your energy is going to elevate. This is very much connected to your past relationships. These are high vibing energies that are going to uplift you, and that's going to just amplify your own energy. Because who you have around you, it impacts where you are, right? Why am I seeing? I just saw some animal and it's not in here. I swear to God. I've been seeing a lot of shadow people and like animals. We're gonna get advice. What advice does the universe have, please, for Christina? Anything else Spirit wants her to know? Any other advice she should know right now? Okay. We have the Emperor, Aries energy, own who you are. Eight of Discs, this is Earth. Knight of Cups, water. Scorpio, oh my God. Oh my God, Christina, as I said that, there's 5 ones, because it's with the timer on the live thing. 111:11, and then there's 11 likes. You've got massive new manifestations coming to you, new people. There's like a refreshment. I get like a refreshing energy with you. Like when you hit the reset, 6 of Wands, fire. I feel like this is about you taking charge of your life. Not being afraid to assert who you really are, to assert your power, to assert your life. Because, this is not part of the advice, but I feel like there may have been people that may have weighted you, and as a result caused you to diminish yourself in some way, to hold back. Because I sense a huge leadership within you, but you're being asked to go after your goals, what you really love, what you really want to do. Dream big, think big, go after it. Don't worry about how you'll get there. Just take action and make a plan, right? The how is going to unfold little by little, because you see these pentacles are getting bigger naturally. The more you keep putting the energy towards you and working towards what you want, it's going to expand. There's going to be a lot of fulfillment, but this is about pouring into you. Don't give your cup. Again, there's a transformation coming here, and you're being guided towards this. It's almost like a death rebirth. You're going to have success here. There's something yeah, you're being guided to not be afraid not being afraid to release. How do I say this? It's not just release, it's even deeper. Not being afraid to kill what's not working anymore. Not being afraid to put to death. I know that sounds heavy. Literally, it's not, I have to make a disclaimer here, it's not physical harm to anyone, but to put to death, metaphorically speaking, anything that's just done, that's run its course in your life. It could be people, it could just be habits, the way you think, your belief system, and what is surrounding you. Because you're on your way to victory. That is going to actually propel you to even greater success and victory. Again, you have the sun here. I kept seeing the sun with the 9 of Cups because it was amplified in my mind's eye. And so there's going to be a lot of success for you. Take on this energy of Aries. Don't be afraid. Get out of your zone of comfort. And this, I think, is easier said than done, but as you just keep working and chipping away, I got chipping away at everything that you want to do, little by little, because again, with Pentacle energy, slow and steady wins the race energy. It's not, we're going to go zooming in and get through this. You're learning more from the journey itself than the destination. That's where you're going to have your fulfillment. So stay the course. Powerful changes. Everyone, wow, I feel like we're going to need updates. Post-eclipse updates like in 2023. Tiffany, I hope this helped. What do I call? Christina, I'm like confusing you. I'm like, Tiffany, Tiffany, you're next. That's why I called your name, because I looked down and saw Tiffany. Okay, Christina. We have Tiffany, Kayla, keep it on me. Keep it on me. I gotta stop procrastinating on things. I'm always exhausted. I hear you. I'm in the same boat. Which is why I'll offer. Just sit down and ask yourself, what are your priorities? What matters to me? What do I have to get done by 2022? Don't make the list big. Focus on the essentials, because you won't get it all done. But what's most important to you right now? Trust me, I'm in the same. This video should have been done yesterday, and I'm like, shit. Christina, Twilight, the movie just came to mind when Jacob had to venture off. I love that movie. You're right. You're right. There may be a message for you. Christina, thanks for messaging, for well, writing it, not messaging, for writing that and letting us know. Because I remember, what is it, 3 or 4 part series? He left, right? And what's the main actress name? Bella? Bella. I think it's Bella. She was by herself, right, with the other person. I forgot the name. But I remember he left for a time. So there's a time. It's almost like, you know, those moments where you have to work in silence. It's that type of leveling up, because when you kind of like have a rebirth, when you come out back into the world, it's going to be a totally different feeling, totally different sensation. You're welcome, Catherine. Yes, my child's father did me dirty, and I'm trying to heal through it. He ghosted me and left me no choice but to move on with no closure. His energy lingers, but I'm moving on. I'm so sorry, Christina. That is such a tough experience. And I know you're not alone, and there's so many others that have experienced that as well. I know with a child involved, it brings in more emotions. Your business, congrats. Oh. Spirit wants me to work on my business and not my job. Thank you. Yes, that's why we got the Aries energy. Because Aries is all about, it's creativity and moving forward, but putting the investment of that energy into what you're more passionate about. He left the wolf pack. Edward, thank you. You got it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I see. I just felt a lot of wonderful things coming. Very similar path, Christina. We're in I got similar energy because I've experienced something similar. So I feel like good things are coming. It's a scary thing when you own your own business, because you gotta do a lot of new things, and you gotta be comfortable with being uncomfortable, like all the time. It's like learning. It's like stepping into kindergarten after going through kindergarten again. Tiffany, are you in the house? Tiffany, are you here? Tiffany, let me know if you'd still like a reading. Crap, I have like about 30 minutes. Hey. Okay. You just want a general message from Spirit? Then we have Kayla and Keep It On Me. Is it Sean or Chon? Yes, still and always will love all y'all. Okay, thanks. Would you like a general? Okay, we'll do a general. These cards are kind of annoyingly loud. Wait. Oh my gosh, I'm looking for general. I saw that. I'm gonna clear this quickly. I was looking for the matches and they're right in front of me. Have any of you, if you wear glasses or any accessory, you look for it and it's on you? That happened to me once. I was looking for glasses for a good half hour and I was wearing them. I'm like, That's when you know you just need a break from life for a second. There's a bunch of like buzzing, lot of like movement. Hold on, I'm just clearing the cards quickly. Okie dokes. There, they even seem more peaceful. Okay. What guidance, what messages the spirit, does the universe have for Tiffany, please? That's it? Oh, we got 3. Oh, you guys, look at this. I kid you not. Okay, you got 4 of Wands. You got the Wheel. This has been coming up. Again, fixed energies, Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, Taurus. And we got 6 of Pentacles. There is a definite balancing out happening in all areas of your life. I feel like you are going to receive some type of financial, I'm getting like financial reward, financial blessing, unexpected income. There's like a balancing out in your energy. I feel like you overgive. I think everyone that I'm connected to here in this channel overgives. Because I feel like what you've been giving, like service-wise, it could be monetary, your time, your energy, it's coming back to you. And there's going to be changes too with that, and how you exchange and how you receive with others, how you give of yourself as well. So you're really being mindful too. This is also about energy, about sharing energies with others and expending yourself too much, whether it's overcommitting and doing too many things or simply helping others do too many things. Because I feel like there's going to be wonderful, it's almost like I'm hearing I heard waterfall. I mean, because waterfall is an abundance, right? A lot of water. And water is just another source, another energy. I feel like a balancing out is happening, and you're going to be on the receiving end of this because you give a lot. You see how this person, I mean, this is a balancing out. The same here. There's going to be, I think you're not going to obviously foresee it or expect it, but you're going to be very excited. And the main point of this is to learn how to not just say, what? How did I get this? Why did I get this? It's to learn to receive and to simply have gratitude and be thankful for it. There's going to be a lot of positive things. I'm just getting with you a lot of wealth. The same thing with some of your relationships, but more with energy. I feel like there's changes in the way you value yourself, in your energy. There's changes in the way you value yourself, and as such, your energy is shifting, it's changing, and that is raising that vibration for receiving different forms of wealth, especially financial. Hold on. Let's clarify the 6 of Pentacles. I keep getting money with you. Okay, can we clarify the 6 of Pentacles, please? We got the Magician, Virgo, Gemini, and then 2 of Swords. clarifying the Six of Pentacles. Again, this has to do with sometimes I got right now like manipulation of energy. It has to do with manifesting too, and being in your power and calling this in. This is a direct result of the shift in your energy and making that decision to move forward. You know, I'm not feeling a ton of resistance to changes. I almost feel like, you know, when you're on, like in a beach where there's waves and the wave brings you forward. That's the energy that I'm sensing with you. It's almost like, okay, I'm open. Yeah, there may be a little bit of like, okay, I don't know what's going to happen, maybe fear, but I sense your energy's more open because you have a lot of, there's open energy here, especially with the wand and the wheel. Almost like well, we're just going to roll with it. And this, because of the shift in your energy, it's like a provoked, like, okay, this wheel just hit the switch button. Okay, I'm gonna get some guidance. You know, this may seem, hold on, let me get the guidance before I talk. Okay, this may seem, you're like, what? That's it? It may seem small, but now that you're going to be on the receiving end and not just constantly doing and giving and kind of over expending yourself, overexerting yourself, you're going to be in that receiving mode, that channel where you're going to receive blessings, opportunities, destined positive changes that are going to enhance and make your life even better. So it's simply the receiving aspect means that you are going to be able to call in a lot, especially with the Magician clarifying this. You have a lot more control over this. It's a total shift in mindset, and as you continue working on any other limiting mindsets, it's just going to amplify this energy too. Because the receiving is, you simply have to be able to accept, and there's some folks, there's things that are trying to come into them, different opportunities, blessings, relationships, love, whatever it is, but they can't receive, so they block it. But your energy, it's almost like, okay, there's a crack, it's opening, boom, and it goes in. Your advice. We have the Tower card, Scorpio energy. A lot of changes internally. 9 of Cups, water. 4 of Discs, earth. King of Swords. Air, we got the Moon card, Pisces, Cancer, and 10 of Swords. Again, there's changes. These are changes by the universe. So to me, it's very reminiscent with your guidance with the wheel, because these are changes by the universe, spirit, if you will. Destined, fated changes that are just out of your control. You kind of have to take a surrender approach. And that's what's happening here. I feel like with these changes, it's only amplifying your own energy, also love to yourself, and blessings as well. It's a little bit different because intuitively I'm getting, because of the changes that you're allowing, because you're not resisting it, right? There's no resistance. It's just bringing a lot of the things that you may have been wanting to call into your life, that you may have been wishing, and sometimes they show up in different levels, right? You may not get everything all at once, but you're getting, you know, the first layer, and then the second comes, and the third, and whatever, as it keeps happening. So you're being guided to simply go with these changes, to release control, because this is water energy, to keep nurturing yourself during this time. 4 of Discs, King of Swords. You know, both of these speak to boundaries, but there may be a rethinking too, because with the 4 of Discs, it speaks to physical boundaries as well. So you may have to work more on energy management around people, like who you allow in your physical space, because energetic boundaries are important as well, but so are physical boundaries. and you have more more of an ability to do that than you realize. This may be something that you may have at times difficulty expressing to others, but you're really being called to be very very direct. I wanted to say blunt because the King of Swords can be very, very blunt, very detached too. And sometimes the energy can come across as like careless, not caring, and bitchy. So, but take care in your physical environment and to, again, put boundaries, to remove anything that is not helping you towards where you want to go. There's a sense of self here, a strong focus on you. Again, with the moon, and then the Ten of Swords. Oh my gosh, I'm getting another metaphor here about bees and honey. I don't know. I think it has something to do with Winnie the Pooh. I don't know all the quotes, all the sayings that Winnie the Pooh said. Something, basically use honey, not vinegar. Essentially look at how you can use what has hurt you as like a medicine, as something good, like honey, something good to help you moving forward. How can you turn those lessons into helping others, into helping yourself? Because I feel like you have a lot of natural, not just intuitive guidance, but wisdom to share, a lot of nurturing and caring that is going to help people, because you've experienced things that you can help with, you can help parlay to others, that you can help translate, but also to yourself. It's about taking what has hurt you and using that to only help yourself even more. There's like a tightening up, almost like when you're wearing, almost, I'm getting Cinderella, especially the Disney cartoon version, you know, before she goes to the fairy godmother and she has the dresses that she got, you know, they're kind of like a little bit mismatched, they're kind of ripped, broken. That's the energy I get. You're essentially piecing together, and you're being guided to piece together yourself, not in a unbroken way, but okay, let's see what we can do to enhance my wellness, how I feel about myself, to increase my self-love. Boundaries, of course, are necessary, flowing with things and taking care of myself, and turning anything that has hurt me in the past, use it to my advantage, and only to help me become stronger, to help me learn from this, because now these are the signs. These allow you to stay alert to anything that comes to you, not to allow it to happen again. In other words, it allows you to strengthen your resolve and discernment. So you've learned a lot. I mean, because this is a major arcana card, and to me signifies a major life lesson that has been wrapping up, or that is completing. And again, they're multi-layered, right? Because it's not like we learned in 2022 just one lesson and we're done. Tiffany, I hope this reading has helped. These are massive, like soul up-levelings, you all. Soul up-levelings. Oh, that's okay, Tiffany, about the typo. You feel that energy too? Yeah, I sense, because not everyone is open to change, Tiffany. Your energy is very, it's very smooth. You may have like prominent water placements in some of your other aspects, because I know I think you mentioned before your Libra rising and your sun sign. Is it Virgo or Scorpio? I'm working my boundaries. My separation from my children's father has been so painful, and I've had to look within and pour into myself. I hear you. Wow. It sounds like you're doing an amazing job at taking care of yourself, and I know that can be difficult, especially when you have kids, because you have to take care of both. Your Venus is in Cancer. Oh, that's why. Very, very nurturing. Very nurturing energy. It's very warm, very affectionate, very loving. That's why we also got the moon card, even though it's denoted as Pisces. But that too is also Venus and Cancers can have a tendency to get hurt a lot because of overgiving too much in relationships and not receiving that in return. We got that with you with the Six of Pentacles, because it's Venus and Cancer is not just with romantic relationships, it's any relationship, because Venus rules the 7th house and also the 2nd house of money, of worth, of value, and Libra on that end, right? Taurus, 2nd house, Libra, 7th. It's very peaceful energy. I just got a lot of like flowing. Maybe that's why the 2nd house was illuminated. Okay. Virgo sun. Got it. Those are good elements. Because Virgo's all about to the self, taking care of yourself as well. Okay. Kayla. And then we have Keep It On Me. A love reading. Sure. You want a general love reading? Thank you so much for sharing, Tiffany. There's so much more to wedge out. What's coming to love for Kayla, please? What does the universe want Kayla to know about her love life? What's coming? Okay. I heard the shuffle again. I'm like, I already did. I'm gonna get one more. We only got one card. What else is coming to Kayla's love life, please? What does she need to know about her love life? Okay. Okay, we got a few more cards. Okay. Got the moon at the bottom. More wolves. I swear. I'm just laughing at this point with the wolf. I'm like, keep coming. Gotta trust yourself more. You're very intuitive, Kayla. Very, very intuitive. But I feel like sometimes you don't trust yourself, especially when it comes to love. We got the Empress, Libra, Taurus energy, Strength, Leo, Judgment. You got major arcanas. Libra, 8 of Wands, Fire, Aries, Leo, Sag. Okay. To attract the type of love that you're wanting. I feel like you want someone who is dedicated to you, who nurtures you, who cares about you, who takes care of you, respects you, who truly loves you, who's very passionate about you too. Like they show it, not just say it as well. Or there's a need for you to take care of yourself first. This is what I'm getting for you, because your love life is very much a mirror of how you feel about yourself. And okay, There's a need for you to take care of yourself in all elements and to do some inner child work. There's like, I don't usually get like babies in my head, but I got like a little baby, like a little Kayla. And I feel like there's some wounds there surrounding your inner you, your inner little Kayla, that need tending to, that need to be taken care of, that need protection, safety, security, self-parenting, nurturance, especially from a feminine energy, perhaps like a mother energy. You need to get clear on what love means to you. Okay, this is going to be like deep, like philosophical. Hang on. You need to get clear what love means to you, what it looks like for you, because I feel like what you've experienced as a child, and I'm getting it just from these energies, what you experienced growing up, it's not how you want to feel. And so there may be a disconnect there in the type of love you want, the type of love that you have for yourself, and the type of love you're attracting or trying to attract, which I feel is not the love that you want. Because with this energy, especially with Venusian, and we got, well, the sun rules over Leo, right? It's interesting, Leo rules the 5th house, and that includes dating, love, romance. And then we have Libra and Taurus ruled by Venus, which is a partnership. So there's a huge focus here on examining love, what it means to you, what it looks like. How do you know when you feel loved? Like, how can you tell? But also giving that to you. There's a need, because you see this Empress, she's almost like it's nurturing herself, right? She's taking care of her births, her creation, whether or not she's pregnant. She's the life force, right, of creation, metaphorically speaking and physically. But there's a need, especially with the water, to nourish yourself, to take care of yourself, to love yourself. I could have probably summed it up this way. Love yourself how you would want someone else to love you. It's only after the fact, after I continue for like minutes and minutes, and I'm like, oh wait, I could have summed this up shorter. Take care of yourself and show yourself the love that you wish to receive. So that's why I keep getting, how do you define love? What does love mean to you? How do you know when you feel loved? Because you have to treat yourself with that love and respect. And it'll come to you, it'll attract to you. I feel like this may be unfamiliar territory for you, because there's a sense of taking courage from something that's a little bit unfamiliar. Like, wow, I may not have experienced this before. Because you're being asked to release it's almost like a shedding of what you've been used to, what you've known. And also too, this is another layer in your own spiritual awareness, spiritual development that you are undergoing, a reassessment, a reevaluation, because Venus also rules with Taurus, and Taurus is about values, self-worth. So you're being asked to really reevaluate right now your values around love, loving yourself, how you receive that love from others, and relationships. Because what you feel about yourself is what you're going to attract and call in. So there's a sense of reevaluation, a sense of release, because this to me is telling me, okay, we need to take a quick recap and see where we're at now, reassess. What have my relationships been like? Where am I at now, and where do I want to go? Because I'm getting very distinct energies from all three. They're not aligning up. I feel like I'm just getting from this card, like you've been involved in very passionate, quick, burning type of relationships, because I got a quick flame and then it left. And we even have the moon card at the bottom of the deck, which is Pisces, Cancer. It's again tapping into the feminine energy, but self-care. I'm getting love, nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself. There's a focus here on mothering yourself. Essentially, the way you would like to be taken care of and treated, soothed as well, which you can only do for yourself. So your love life is going to be, because the message I'm getting here is your love life is going to be a reflection of the, it's related to the amount of work you're pouring into yourself, into healing any elements of your inner child, any wounds or blockages around the heart, around love, forgiveness. And again, it could be tied to other relationships with family, with friends, with past partners, anything to resolve there. I got abandonment and emotional, like an emotional wound, emotional detachment, emotional distance. Perhaps you may have had a lot of folks in your life, regardless of whether or not it was love, that were kind of distant emotionally. Because your heart, I'm getting like a signal, it's just like a needing to be filled up. So focus, it sounds easy when I say this, focus on self-love, but really take time to, I would suggest journaling this out, getting really clear on what you want in a relationship. More importantly, what you want to feel. Because how you feel in that state or that feeling, it's what's going to attract that type of energy to you. I'm going to clarify the Eight of Wands. I feel like you're going to be going through a fast, I heard mobilization, but a fast shift in up-leveling of consciousness, fast changes in what you want when it comes to your self-worth, to your value, how you see yourself. Because I feel like at this point, you may realize that things may not be working. Because for your love life to accelerate, you have to really be in tune with yourself more, pay attention to yourself. I feel like you're very, very intuitive, psychic at this point, but I feel like you don't always trust yourself with people, and then you get hurt easily. You get hurt because you're like, oh, I felt it coming, but I didn't trust myself on that. Can we clarify the Eight of Wands, please? I think I said Eight of Swords, Eight of Wands. We got the Four of Swords, clarifying the Eight of Wands. So this speaks to, again, mental rest, time out, taking time for reflection, perhaps introspection. It's not an all-out hermit energy, because I feel like this is simply a point of reassessment. There's almost like okay, let's take a brief time out, because I feel like love will be coming fast, especially with this shift in your spiritual awareness surrounding essentially value, because that's underlying value, self-worth, and love, relationships. I feel like things are going to shift fast when you recognize this and you're very honest with yourself. So it's almost like, yeah, let's grab a coffee, let's grab a notebook, and let's journal this, and let's just look at this, because you're going to see patterns, because that's going to help you figure out what's been going on in my relationship where I don't feel nurtured, and that's going to mirror to you. Okay, I need to focus this on myself, because when I do that, and when I got balloon. I'm not saying you're gonna balloon, but when you put that into yourself, it balloons, that energy, that love into your heart, right? Like here. The more you put that love towards yourself, imagine yourself as like your own mom, and you pour that energy into yourself by taking care of yourself, making sure you get up, you eat a good breakfast. And I'm just throwing out examples. You take care of your mental health, you take care of your emotional health, all different aspects of healthcare. It'll start shifting the way that you see yourself. It'll start helping you raise your value and your worth, because I'm getting, again, Taurus, Libra energy with the Empress. that in itself is going to start changing your energy and what you call in. So you're going to start getting energies, love, relationships that are matched into you. So right now, your guidance from the... Did we do guidance? No. Did we do guidance? Oh my God, I forgot if we did guidance. Did we do guidance? No, we didn't. Let me give you guidance. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm losing it here. I clarified a card for you, the Eight of Wands, and I'm like, we didn't do guidance. But I feel like the cards themselves indicate there's a need for you to just be truly honest with yourself with that and see how you can amplify those areas of your life. Okay, what guidance does the universe have for Kayla, please? For her love life, for love, romantic relationships? What does she need to know? What advice? Oh, I kid you not. Look what you got for your advice. You got the Empress. This is like double confirmation because we've been getting repeaters in a lot of these readings. We got Ace of Discs, Taurus energy. Again, this is about your self-worth, your foundation. Three of Swords, grief. This is time. You're being advised to completely put this energy onto you. You see the Empress? She's got no one there except that this bull, cow, which is feminine energy. I'll say if it's a cow. Are there cows that have some horns? I think there are. There's different types of, I guess they're bovines, right? This is time for you to pour into yourself completely because this energy, the Empress, she loves herself. She knows her worth and her value. Look at her. It's not just depicted because of how she's dressed, but she's taking care of her own creations, nurturing her environment, really pouring into herself because this is the foundation from which everything starts with. It's really up here. It's what you don't see, right? We don't see self-worth floating around. We can see it as we get to know someone, how people value themselves. This is going to create the more you pour into yourself. This is like a glow up. I've seen this on YouTube, especially with some younger people. They do a lot of glow ups. I think they're so fun, but I'm talking about a deep glow up. When I think of glow up, I think of like inner work because that's reflected on the outside. And also too, you compare it with whatever else because what's that saying? I forgot how you feel. I'm not gonna even go into that, but when you do the inner work, and of course when you take care of your mind, body, soul aspect, and of course what you wear, how it makes you feel better, and all of that, that in itself is going to, it's almost like raising your level of worth and how you see yourself tremendously. That also is going to help heal past heartbreak, grief, especially with relationships. Because this speaks, I feel like you may be carrying, I'm getting sediments. So you may be carrying things that have been left over from relationships into other relationships, into others. So your baggage with love relationships, you're carrying a lot. And so the advice you're being given is you. Focus on you. Take care of you. Do the inner work that you need to do to figure out why things are repeating, why things are not happening in the way you want, because that is going to ultimately attract the relationships that are high quality and that match your vibration. Because look at this. This is very high energy here. Someone who very much knows their worth and their value. Got a lot of Venus coming through here. You can also work with Venus energy. There's so many different archetypes of love too. Hathor, Aphrodite, so many culturally, depending on any that you tap into. I hope this has helped, Kayla. You feel like you look for love in all the wrong places. I've been practicing a lot of self-love. You're welcome. It's hard. It's tough. I went through that when I was younger, and I only learned that when I was probably in my 30s, and I'm 40 now. And in retrospect, I'm like, shit, I did things a little bit differently. I'm like, I could have learned. But again, when you start experiencing roadblock after roadblock in the love department, there's a time when you're like, wait, I got to take the Four of Swords energy and just kind of take a step back and reassess. And that, I feel like it's going to happen fast for you. That's the thing though. It's like an integration process. I feel like things are going to shift very quickly. As soon as you recognize your worth and what you deserve and what you're no longer willing to put up with, you're going to magnetize someone very quickly. I got that very precisely with the Eight of Wands. Okay, keep it on me. Are you in here? Keep it on me. Hey, Rainbow Sweat Queen. Okay, I'll take you. Rainbow Sweat Queen, you're last. Then I have to go. It's almost 5:30. We got Keep It On Me and then Rainbow Swag Queen. Hey, Rainbow Swag King. You guys, this is like a tongue twister for me today. Good to see you. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful, we're Friday. Oh my God, I get told that too. I get told that you look young, especially my son's 18. He'll be 19. When we're together, I like to play jokes. I'll like put my arm around my son. I'll be like, hey. You should see the dirty looks I get. I'm just like a young mama heart. You just have to have fun, you guys. Laughter, fun, joy, it keeps you young. My son just rolls his eyes at me. He's like, ugh. But seriously, I'm like, this is my kiddo. I should wear a shirt that says that's my son. Or like a Care Bear shirt or something. Keep it on me. Are you in here? Okay. I don't know where Keep It On Me's at. We will go with you, Rainbow Queen. Rainbow Swag Queen, what is your question? What would you like to know? Oh, these cards are getting loud. Oh gosh, should you buy a home now? I can just tell you straight up, I would be cautious. But we'll look at the cards. I'm cautious around eclipse season, eclipse energy, to make any big financial endeavor. And you're a Libra too. Oh, I can speak to this because I'm a fellow Libra rising and sun. Because the eclipse energies are hitting, well, they're the lunations, right? New moon in Scorpio, full moon in Taurus coming up on the 8th. They're hitting our financial sector. Be really careful of real estate at this time. Be really careful of real estate. You got to use your discernment. We'll take a look and see. Okay. What guidance can the universe give us? Can Spirit give us, please, for Rainbow Swag Queen? Should she buy a house? Okay. Oh gosh. We got the Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck. This is literally what you just said. That's why I was on the fence. This is literally what the Three of Wands is, being on the fence, kind of looking out into the horizons and being like, I'm just gonna chill here and just see how things play out. You got the Fool, which to me is a yes. It's a courageous yes. This is someone who decides to invest and gamble and do everything they tell you not to do during any time. It doesn't have to be astrological or spiritual, and they like luck out. They're like, oh, by accident I won the lottery or something like that. So this is the guidance from what we've received now. This is a complete yes. Aries energy does not say, you know what, let me put it on my to-do list or to dream list, or Aries is like, we'll just get this out of the way, we'll get it done, let's get the house done. This is a forward moving yes. But again, you know, the Fool energy is very, again, lighthearted. Take time to think about it. Use your discernment and what you feel is right. Because sometimes, again, the Fool could make an impetuous decision and be like, I'm going on a trip, and then they forget to bring their clothes or their suitcase. But again, I could see them rationalizing it and saying like, well, I can just buy clothes wherever I get to. So again, use your discernment. That's why with all the energies around, I would suggest, and this is just practical advice, Virgo moon Christine coming out, take care. If you're feeling indecisive and you just are having difficulty making a decision, I would shelf it for a bit. The house, things change, and I don't know if you have a house in mind, but there's a lot of houses and they're not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. And I feel like the right house will open up and come for you when it's ready, right? Whenever you close on it. But take some time to think about it. A house is not something to rush into. And if you're feeling all sorts of way, be cautious. Let me see if I can clarify this to see if the Fool is acting like a fool or is really making a good choice. But it's almost like when there's a small window of opportunity open and you take it and you are successful in it. This is the energy I'm getting with the Fool. Can we clarify the Fool card? It's a risk. That's really what the Fool's about. It's a risk. Knowing that whatever decision you make, you're taking a risk in it. So it's like a 50-50 gamble. Clarifying the Fool, we got the Seven of Wands and the Knight of Cups. So we got fire and water energy. So again, there could be I feel some resistance coming through you. It could be a temporary delay or pause, especially if it's a particular home that you are invested in emotionally. So there could be some slowdowns. It could be a slower process. I don't know why I got Mars in my head. I know Mars is going retrograde in a couple days, right? What's the day? It's going on the 30th of October. Mars goes retrograde, and there will be a general slowdown, particularly in the area where it's transiting, right? Through your chart. Well, I can tell you because I'm a Libra and I know all the placements there. It's transiting through the 9th house. That's higher learning, philosophy, religion, spirituality, travel. So again, depending on where this house is and contracts, I mean, it could take, you may experience some blocks. So again, there's a risk here. And so feel into it. If you're just feeling very indecisive, again, this could speak, I mean, we don't have swords, but this could be speaking to some type of chaos or indecision with others, but also to reflecting back to ourselves. So if you're still in that energy and you're just feeling like, wow, I don't know what to do, the answer is right there. Don't make a decision yet, right? Follow what it is that you're feeling so that you can make a decision when you're sound, because any big decision you make should come from a place of peace, of your intuition, right? And of knowing. You don't want to make a decision last minute. It's almost like when you're at a cash register and you're checking out and you're like, oh, I want to get M&Ms, and you just put it in your cart, right? But there's not really a risk. I hope that has helped, Rainbow Swag Queen. Okie dokes. We have Keep It On Me. Are you in here? I don't know if you left. I think you left. I hope it has helped, you guys. I hope these readings helped. I know these times are a little bit turbulent. They're provoking a lot of internal chaos. And there's just so much uncertainty. But that's really the only thing that's permanent, right? Change, uncertainty. And so the only things we can control are what's in here. And being in a state that we want to experience, even if things outside of us are uncertain, you know? Finding joy in the most small things in life and the most mundane things, and trying to keep doing what we can to take care of ourselves, to find presence not just in breath, but in living, and being conscious of, this is only one moment. Things are going to change. They won't always be this way. Who knows? Next week, you may experience completely different energy where you're like, oh, I should have taken this time to just breathe, to rest, to take time out. And that's really, again, what these energies are pointing us all back to, is back to self, back to trusting our intuition, to reinforcing it, to attuning and growing it, because that's really where we receive all of our guidance. It's all internal. There's nothing outside of us. So thank you guys for being with me. I didn't anticipate this to go long. I appreciate you all. Thank you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful Friday, a wonderful weekend. I will see you Monday. I'll be, doing a special live stream for Halloween. I'll be wearing my bumblebee costume. It's really cute. It's got like little antenna, and it looks like I'm wearing like a jumper, like a sweater kind of thing. So have a wonderful weekend. Take care of yourselves. Take rest. And I'll see you guys soon. See you Monday. Take care.